That's 519-837-CFRU. Now, you may recognize my voice. I am the Christopher Curry, the host of CFRU's beloved program, This Night Wounds Time, which can be heard by a few people at least every Sunday night starting at 10 p.m. Not the best time for ratings, I know, but such is life. I also host an ongoing but temporary classical fill-in show on Friday afternoons. Hey, we're on Friday afternoon now, aren't we? Yes. But that show is on from 2 to 4 p.m., not at 12 o'clock or 12 to 1. So stay tuned for that program later on today. But for the time being, we're doing something quite different. Now, normally at this time of the week, this time of the day, this time of the week, you'd be hearing a rebroadcast of the program Pixel Playlist, which can be heard Mondays, 3 to 4. Today, however, which could also be heard Mondays, 3 to 4. Today, however, we are doing something a little bit different. Please join me in welcoming a new contributor to CFRU's broadcast schedule. This is the occasion of the first on-air transmission of DJ Groove Fetish. And please note, I said Groove Fetish, not Griff Fetish. No lawsuits, please. I now turn the microphone over.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Okay, so inaugural on the air. Here we go. What am I going to do for you guys today? Well, what I want to do actually is tell you that I'm really interested in music, and I know some of you guys are too. And there's an upcoming show that I wanted to pitch to you because there happen to be a very few tickets, from what I hear, left for it. And I'm gonna start out with a song that is off this new album, and the band is called the Barr Brothers. That's B-A-R-R Brothers. Give you a little bit background on them in a minute, but
With 2 R's like curry.
Like curry. So here we go. This is a tune called Love Ain't Enough. Broadcast from the Pickathon in Seattle.
And if there are any obsessive Barr Brothers fans out there who are realizing, hey, this is not the studio version, well, we have an explanation for it.
My explanation is, honestly, they're better live, so I wanted to showcase some of their live music for you. The studios are great, but you come to a show. Let's see. I'm going to let them... There's a slow build here, gentle as it comes in, and enjoy that harp. Honestly, they're playing in a glen right now. It's very silent, and this is on YouTube if you want to check it out. It's beautiful.
Live at KEXP, to be precise.
Yes, live at KEXP. And Brad's going to bring in the guitar shortly. And they've got their drummer, which is Brad's brother, Andrew.
Audio play-by-play here at CFRU.
He's only playing on... it's a box for moving equipment, and it's not a drum kit, so it's quite interesting. It's a Wurlitzer box. Anyway, enjoy. Here it comes, yes.
Okay.
Tense, that's hard to know. I'm not following the script at all, I'm winging it. So.
No, you're filming it loosely.
Yeah. This is such a lovely song.
I do like this.
Oh, it's gorgeous. Did you buy the album at all yet?
I have not done so yet.
Oh, you should.
I still have a lot of music.
Like, are you looking for a hard copy? I mean, I iTunes did. I didn't even buy a hard copy. I'm like, nah.
Hard copies are not necessary.
Everything. Yeah, the virtual for me is the real now too. I'm so like I've given away so much of my live music that's like physical copies. I'm just no habit. I don't care anymore. But I've got my hard drives backed up like multiple times and Dropboxed.
Remind me, your last name again is
K-R-A. V-C-H-K-R-A.
Okay, all right.
V-C-H-E-N-K-O.
Right. Kravchenko, right.
Yes.
Russian or Ukrainian?
Ukrainian.
Okay.
To be specific, I think it means baker's son. The Enko is son of, and I think Kriv means baker. But E-N-K-O, or C-H-E-N-K-O, it's crazy. Or no, rather, E-N-K-O specifically is a very common Slavic last name.
Well, more specifically Ukrainian and Russian.
Well, very much so. Yes. Specifically Ukrainian, yeah. I must say, I wish I'd known about this. I would have traveled to go see this. I was in Seattle. I would have paid money to go see this. Looks like it was quite an intimate setting.
I actually wonder, could they be brought in to record in a place like this or do a performance?
Would be wonderful.
Have they reached a threshold of popularity whereby that would be impossible, or is it still within the framework of...
Probably. I would certainly invite them if you're interested.
Just a thought.
Yeah.
I don't know if we really have the means of doing it. We're not
No, we aren't, but we are also a university station in their chosen country of living now.
It's true.
So, and Southern Ontario is certainly a good market to be popular in. Should you be looking to work the Canadian market musically.
This is true.
And they are living in Montreal, so they're not proximity-wise too far to like do a lot of touring between Quebec and Ontario. They do a lot of touring in Quebec right now. Oh, I hope we're going to have enough time for all these. I wonder which one I should do next. I want to do Half Crazy. It's so good. But though this was the Come on the Water. They're all so good. Oh, darn. Hard to pick the next one. Oh, listen to that voice. You have to mention that about his voice. Let's mention a few things. There's a couple funny things worth mentioning.
How much time is left in this?
Well, it's at 4:44. It's a 6. So like,
okay.
Not a minute.
Another sip of tea.
Oh, hurry, God. Okay, taste your life. Well, hurry up. Cigarettes are my life. I can't have any. Do without.
One practical bit of advice
Oh, yes?
give, by the way, is when turning your head, do so not like this, but like this.
Oh, right, brushing the head against the mic.
Actually, it's not even that. It's like turning your voice away from the microphone. That's
Gotcha.
It wasn't a huge issue.
Okay. Wouldn't have even thought of it. Had you not mentioned it. Okay. Okay, so there we go. That was, as I mentioned, Love Ain't Enough, which was the first song they released off the most recent album.
Wherein they means the Barr brothers.
The Barr brothers, as I was mentioning before. And I do want to clarify, I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I did not properly write this down, but their new album is called Sleeping Operator. The first album, I believe, was self-titled Barr Brothers, and I want to try to work in a few tracks off that too. But I think what you will notice is that it's quite transcendent and melodic music. I knew of Brad and Andrew way back when they played as The Slip. The Slip was their initial band that they put together with a fellow named Mark Friedman. I believe they were all studying in Berkeley and met. And of course, Andrew and Brad had been playing together since they were quite young. Needless to say, I heard about them around 2002 when their album Angels Come on Time came out. And saw them around a number of places and decided I liked them enough that my husband at the time, or partner at the time, and I traveled quite far and wide to see them. Even, in fact, traveling across the country to see them at High Sierra one year. I suppose one of the things that I wanted to mention is that back when they were the Slip, Brad's voice was often not always appreciated as it should be, but I think if you listen to him now compared to what he used to be, his voice is really, it's become a lot stronger and much more confident, and as a lyricist, he's incredible. So I think rather than drone on, I want to bring out another song. What do you think? No? Or
I think that would be a not bad idea.
not bad idea. Okay, so I'm going to...
By the way, I'm the Christopher Curry.
Oh, Christopher, and Groove
yes,
Fetish.
Groove
Groove Fetish. So let's see. I've got 4 other tunes picked here. I'm like so hard pressed to figure out which one because we're at 12:14. Now this one's a 7-minute one.
I could bring up a random number generator site.
Oh no. I think we're gonna go with "Come in the Water." It was the last one I was listening to before I left the house, and it really left an impression. So I want you to hear it. It is 7 minutes, so bear with and enjoy. But again, this is another live at KEXP. I believe they must appreciate the Barr brothers a lot because they have a lot of broadcasts from them. And this is again from the Pickathon. So
let's take a listen. I'm known for sometimes playing 20-minute tracks on my show, so 7 minutes doesn't seem like too much for each time on the show.
Oh, sorry, what'd you say?
Oh, sorry. I'm known for playing 7-minute or 20-minute tracks on my show.
Oh, well, that's great. I wasn't sure. Like, I thought, well, that's great. I don't want to, like, drag on for too long, but it's just such a beautiful song, and it's really, like...
I can actually riff on this point when we come back.
What?
I can actually riff on this point, i.e.
Okay.
the length of the track we come back on the air.
Okay.
And do you know why we play the 7-minute track? Because we can! We're not a commercial station. We're not required to, like, get your prevent you from being distracted every 90 seconds or so.
I can't wait to play you your next 50-minute track.
Exactly.
I'm looking for that. I've got a 49-minute track I can play.
Yeah. My favorite introduction for any track ever was, now, please bear in mind, this is an educational track, not to be enjoyed. I have a pretty bright sense of humor.
You do. That's good. So you can appreciate. It's really, I had to mention it about his voice because he's really strengthened his voice. I want to say, I wonder if he's taken vocal training at all. And he's obviously done something because his voice was never as strong in 2002 as it is now.
I actually have a theory on why a number of bands in that period were perhaps criticized for a lack of vocal strength.
Mm-hmm.
I call it the Radiohead influence factor. Leaving aside the question of Radiohead's own merits, the fact that they were able to get away with doing somewhat flighty vocals, kind of hovering like cirrus clouds over the musical background.
Oh. I'm sorry. That's just this is the moment in the song you gotta like listen to it actually. And note, his voice does not crack as he does this.
Oh yeah.
And he's really stretching it out. Can you imagine that live? You don't have a ticket yet, do you?
No, I don't.
Hey, shit, rotate this. You're going to have to drive in. Get him now. No, I mean, you can probably call it. Look at this neck strain. This neck straining. I love that. Now, I tried to Google the details on the band. Now, her name's Sarah Page, the harpist. And I really don't have an exact clue as to who is who as to on the organ and the bass because on their Wikipedia page, which is looking for corrections, I don't know, and we already found one mistake on it. The bassist is also a Vibes organ player. So, but there's obviously two people, one playing bass and one playing Vibes. So, who is who? I don't know. One of them's Andrew Vale.
Okay.
I don't know. And then again, obviously there's been a fifth person added to the band. They're not a 4-piece. They've been playing as a 5-piece for the last year.
You could, of course, use the line, If there's anyone listening right now from the Barr Brothers or from KEXP, could they please call in to clarify which member of the band is which?
Yeah. Details aside, Wikipedia is looking for some
By the way,
clarification.
KEXP, I hope you enjoy the flattery of us playing your materials. Now, we're going...
Shout outs from across the nation.
Exactly.
Yeah, the other mistake was apparently. Well, I do want to detail this because the reason they came to Canada was because of a girl and a fire in Montreal.
Okay,
It's a good
how
story.
do the two things work together?
They're all combined. I'll tell you the story. It's a good story. It's on Wikipedia, but they got the date wrong. They got the year wrong. Luckily, I was really good friends with a guy who's there and knows the date really well.
Which part of Montreal did they move to?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm guessing it's probably that kind of hippie bohemian area.
Musicians hang out there.
Plateau Mont-Royal. That's what
I have no idea. I wouldn't know. I don't really know the lay of the land in Montreal. I just go and have fun. It's been ages. I haven't been there in years.
It's been a while for me as well.
That's such a nice city. Although I was recently in a French restaurant in Toronto and he said, "Oh, Montreal, Toronto's so much better." I was like, "Oh, wow."
I've never heard anyone say that in a restaurant before.
Well, he was a French guy too. I was like, "What?" Now he's a French guy with a French restaurant in Toronto, not Montreal. Yeah. So he could be
could be personal issues.
Real personal issues, but his French food is great. It's called what is it called? Bistro Jules Bistro. It's very good. They have a cream chicken. I swear I could drive in for it right now.
The one thing that I would never say is unambiguously better in Ontario than Quebec is food.
Unambiguously better. Quebec's food is better unambiguously than Ontario's?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you can't shake a stick at Quebec food. Or you should.
Well, you could shake a stick at it.
Well, you should. You shouldn't taste it. You should enjoy it. It's really good food.
Those two things aren't antithetical. Shaking a stick at something and enjoying
it. Choice. What's not the saying though? Don't shake a stick at it. Or, yeah, something like that. I'm bad with sayings. I don't know them all.
My high school history teacher often used the expression, "That's more than you could shake a stick at," for something really impressive.
We're winding down. We're at 6:17 and it's at 7:01.
Just to close this out, someone once asked me the question based on this: what would be more than you could shake a stick at? To which I responded, well, maybe every stick in the world.
A forest. Forest of sticks. Okay, there we go.
And we're about to go back on air.
Okay, so that was the Come in the Water, and again that was the Barr Brothers. We're here, Chris and Groove Fetish.
The Christopher Curry here on CFRU Radio, 93.3 FM, CFRU.ca.
Station identification, good stuff. Everything I'll get used to.
Yes. This is DJ Groove Fetish's first occasion on air. Is the expression maiden voyage appropriate here? Would that be?
Oh, it would absolutely be maiden voyage, although maiden hardly. At 42, I don't think so. But yeah, maiden voyage on air. So, what did I want to get into? What I wanted to mention was sort of that I think it's worth noting that as the Slip, one of the things that was really interesting from my perspective.
The Barr Brothers were called the Slip previously.
Well, not that. They were under a different. The brothers were with another guy. And they were the Slip. And then they met other people in Montreal and became. Yeah. So, but that's the story here. I think it's kind of an interesting story, and I'll try to. You can Wikipedia it, but apparently they have the details slightly wrong. I will correct one of them. Great Scott, Wikipedia.
On Wikipedia. We should contact someone about this.
They are looking for verification, so if anybody out there knows stuff about the Barr Brothers and wants to go correct the details, log in.
Send an email to Jimmy Wales asking to correct it personally.
Anyway, long story short, because you can verify all the details on Wikipedia that may not or may be correct, they were underappreciated in the U.S. I think, in my estimation, underappreciated in the U.S. They've been playing a lot, and they just... I don't think they were making a crap load of cash. Anyway, not making a lot of money in the U.S. They were sort of, they were playing as much of a market wherever they could find it as they did. And they came to Canada often, thankfully, because they were good and well appreciated and would fill a room fairly well. Although I did see a number of shows in Canada that were unattended fairly, and still they played their hearts out, which I always thought was honorable for them.
That's always a good move.
Oh, it's a great move. If you're going to play for 4 people as much as you'd play for 120, that's great. Artistry. But back to them coming to Canada from the U.S. and being slightly underappreciated. Here's where Wikipedia had it wrong. They said they were playing a show in 2004 in Montreal. I couldn't tell you where. I want to say Le Swimming, but I could be wrong. And Wikipedia says 2004. However, a friend of mine corrected me and said no, this was in 2003. And at that show, there was a fire. And everyone had to rush out of the building with the gear and everything. And apparently the drummer, this is the story on Wikipedia, and I sort of confirmed it through a few news stories. It seems like the story is that Andrew, the drummer, offered his jacket gallantly. I'm not surprised because he's a wonderful fellow. I'm sure he's a very good gentleman. I've seen nothing but wonderful things of Andrew, and he plays drums fabulously. He offered his jacket to a waitress from the bar. Now, details aside, I won't say anything. He moved to Canada a year later. Him and his brother.
Okay.
So, I have no idea what went on between him and this girl, but he gave her his jacket and I don't know. We could guess. It could be a great story.
We could
extrapolate. I'm not going to guess. Andrew, tell me. I want to know. Okay, I'm kidding. Anyway.
Maybe you just wanted the jacket back and decided to move to the city as a means of
getting that jacket back. Wait, I forgot my jacket. Yeah. She still has my jacket.
Or effectively,
must disband the slip.
Pursue a court case against her. To retrieve the jacket.
I think there was way more appealing things about coming to Montreal for the boys than just that jacket. However, that girl did figure in because she's now their manager, apparently.
Oh.
Interesting. What her name is, I do not know. However, while they were in Montreal, they had disbanded. They were no longer playing as the Slip, and they were listening. I need to get back to some music here. But just let me finish this little intro into how they became the Barr brothers from the Slip. So now they're in Canada. They're in Montreal. They're living. They're not playing music, but I'm sure they're trying to. And Brad is living in an apartment beside a lady that plays a harp. Through the wall, he hears her playing a harp. And her name is Sarah Page. And I believe he penned a song for her, Sarah Through the Walls. I could be wrong. I didn't Wikipedia that, but someone could fill us in on that. And anyway, he approached her. And they decided to start playing together. And long story short, they are now the Barr brothers, along with another fella called Andres Vale. I could be mispronouncing that.
There's a film called Sarah Through the Wall.
Oh, well, that's...
Did you know about this?
I did not. Oh, well.
IMDb has a reference for a 2013 film called Sarah Through the Wall. I'm just going to read the description. It's 28 minutes. Sarah, a struggling concert harpist, is faced with the most important audition of her life. However, before she is able to practice, she must first face her shut-in neighbor who is keeping her from playing. I had never heard of this before.
No, I don't know. Are we Googling the right thing? Maybe I'm wrong. It did come up with a slip reference.
I'm sure that this is based on. I would be very surprised if it was not based on the Slip.
It is. There is a Slip live view topic, Sarah Through the Wall. Barr Brothers, Sarah Through the Wall. That's the one I'm talking about.
Live radio drama here in CFRU.
We're Googling things, yes. We're getting details as... Yeah. Okay, do you know what, though? Let's jump back to a bit of music. What do you think? Shall we?
Okay. We played a 7-minute track just a short time ago.
Oh.
Do you know why stations like this can play 7-minute tracks at 12 o'clock in the afternoon? Do you know why? Because we're not commercial stations. We are not beholden to our corporate masters in the same way that commercial stations are. We have the liberty, and therefore we must follow through on this. We have the ability, and therefore, not compulsion. That's too strong.
Well, all I can say is right now you're making my heart beat because I have a 42 or 49-minute track that I think I'm going to play for you guys someday on a show.
To feature the season.
Oh yes, just wait. Okay, so this is another song off their newer album. Oh wow, I picked all KEXP Pickathon ones because it was such a brilliant show. That was held last August in Seattle, like I said. And most of it...
KEXP, the new Austin City Limits.
Could be, eh?
Call in 519-837-CFRU.
This one's called Half Crazy. Let's see, I think I started it a little bit in, but I don't think... Are we hearing it?
Oh, sorry.
Oh, there we go.
Maybe we can just put that back to the start. Here we go.
Yeah, there we go. We're in the Perfect. Okay. Oh, and we're at 12:30, so we still will have enough time to chit chat and have the rest of the songs, because this is like a 5:38, and then the next two songs. That's a 7/9. This one.
Believe me, I never have
And Held My Head. And it would be good if we could play all three of these tracks.
I'm sure we can.
We will have time. Good.
And believe me, I never have any problems ad-libbing on microphone, except just now when I couldn't think of the word obligation.
Obligation. I really do hate that. I'm like, it's an A word. What am I thinking of? And then someone else thinks free. I'm like, really? I feel really stupid now. That I didn't have my vocabulary at my fingertips or my tongue tip, whatever.
Or I could have said we have the right and therefore the opportunity and therefore the obligation.
Oh, well, I absolutely, I'm tantalized by the idea of bringing in some tracks that are really going to test the limits of how long people can focus on music.
People? Is that the criteria you're using? Criterion?
People?
Yeah.
Well, and like, aren't there people out there listening to us?
Well, that's the theory.
Is it dead air out there too? No.
I can guarantee
we're talking to the air.
For people in the hallway listening to us,
okay.
Certainly. And no, there are others as well. There are others. I'm just going to get more tea.
Oh, more tea, Lord's sakes. Okay.
No,
I can't have a cigarette.
I have one
Oh, it's outside. That's why you're going to have a sip. I get you.
Each time.
I'm like, what are you doing about like a really lot of tea in a half an hour?
By the way, I assume that in Ukrainian, like in many other Slavic languages, the word tea is in fact chai. Is that correct? Or if you don't know, then I don't know how fluent.
Oh, in Ukrainian? No, tea is tea.
Oh, really?
Yeah, tea is tea in Ukrainian.
Interesting.
I mean, I only know that because my name is spelled T-A, Slavic character A. That's how you spell Tasha.
Okay.
So I know that tea does not change in
no.
Ukrainian.
I mean the beverage tea.
Oh.
Not the letter T.
I'm sorry. What was the question then?
That the word tea, the beverage, translated into Ukrainian would be chai. Like in
That I don't know. I speak a smattering of Ukrainian, and that is not one of them.
All right, I guess I should have asked
Google Translate.
I know that in Russian and Serbian it is, so presumably in the countries in between Russia and Serbia it would be as well.
Probably lots of common themes.
I found out recently the reason as to why Eastern European cultures and East Asian cultures have the same word for tea is because of the Mongols.
Well, Genghis Khan, he was like all over the place. There's a great movie about that, or Netflix, that I just started watching. I didn't finish it though.
Okay.
Genghis Khan ruling time frame. What's it called? Oh, I forget now.
1200s, I guess, with the time frame.
Oh no, I can't think of what the name of the. Oh, it doesn't matter. Anyway, it's good.
But when he was destroying Kiev, he was at least setting the seeds for this shared linguistic feature between the two countries. Or the two regions.
I'm sure he brought a lot to share between nations, and he was a big trader.
Mongol, the Rise of Genghis Khan.
No, dude, Netflix, not movie.
Okay.
Netflix. It's a show. It's a series. Marco Polo. That's it.
Okay.
He goes to Genghis Khan's, or is it? It's not Genghis Khan. Maybe it is Genghis Khan. It was Kublai Khan, then Genghis Khan.
No, Genghis was first.
Genghis was first. So this could be Kublai's. It could be Genghis' son, Kublai Khan. I can't remember. It's one of the Khans in the empire. So whenever Marco Polo was alive.
I think this might be. This is probably the one.
Yeah, it's Kublai Khan. Okay.
Not as horrible of a person.
Well, I mean, Genghis he'd already brought it all together, right? I mean, Kublai was just trying to hold it all together, right? He wasn't really trying to conquer a whole lot more, was he? I have no idea. I'm not a history buff that way. Oh, here we go, winding down.
Ah, yes, seventh notes. Welcome back to CFRU Radio 93.3 FM in Guelph, Ontario, also available worldwide at CFRU.ca. I am the Christopher Curry. Joining me on this occasion for a special fill-in program on this Friday afternoon is DJ Groove Fetish.
Oh, hello again, and I'm hoping that you're tantalized a bit, and at this point think, wow, after 3 tracks of the Barr Brothers, I'm thinking they're definitely worth checking out. And if you do want to check them out, I think I mentioned at the top of the hour that this was sort of a promo for an upcoming show.
And what are the show details?
The show details are this. It's a Lee's Palace show. It is a 19 and over show.
In Toronto.
In Toronto, yes. Lee's Palace is in Toronto. So a short drive away. I mean, you got a couple friends, jump in your car and go. The tickets are cheap. They're $20. But they are limited availability at this point. You cannot get them, I do believe, online anymore. You may be able to call in to get them, but it's only available at Rotate This, which is a record store in Toronto. I don't have the address.
You may also be able to call in and pretend to be from CFRU and connive your way into a media pass. I don't recommend that course of action. In fact, we wouldn't endorse it. I can't physically stop you from trying. I don't think it would work.
Hey, I need one of those. No, I've got a ticket. But actually, I have 6 tickets. I was like, I'm on that so much. I don't think there's probably a really racist comment I could make as sort of I wouldn't want to. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm just saying white on. No, I'm kidding. That's a terrible saying. I'm sorry. I'm just things that come out of your mouth sometimes. It's not too PC out there anymore, is it? Are we getting away from that yet? No. Okay, sorry. We're out of university. I'll stop. Okay. Dangerous Waters. Giggle. Sorry. There are 2 more songs to play. But having pitched the show, I'm going to go back. The last 2 songs I believe that I chose are, believe it or not, KEXP broadcasts. Mm-hmm. Again, I believe the Barr Brothers and KEXP really seem to like each other. I'm not sure whether it's mutual or one way or the other. Who knows? Anyway. KXP certainly has a lot of their broadcasts out there. And, okay, so let's see. The next one that I'm going to play for you is the title track. I always say that. Title track. It's the first single off their initial album that they released in Canada as the Barr Brothers. And this is called Beggar in the Morning.
Not to be confused with Viceroy in the Morning, which is a different track entirely by a different group.
Beggar in the Morning.
But having the Beggar in the Morning meet the Viceroy in the Morning could be an interesting occasion.
This one, I want to say, one of the things that really has always drawn me to Brad as a lyricist is that when you listen to what he sings about, some of the stuff is so painfully poignant and just, tears do come, but sometimes they're happy, lovely tears. I don't know. Let's not be too sad. It's beautiful. Here, enjoy.
Does seem quite a bit quieter.
Well, this is slow
okay,
building,
right.
and he's like, just give it a second. I could speak over and say one of the things you must be with the Barr Brothers is patient as they build.
There is that.
There is that. It is a slow build. Build them. They will come in like gangbusters. Yeah, I want to say they're coming any minute, but still, this one was a hard one to pick, but it's a good version. I actually found something that described their music as something today, and I was like, oh, that's a really good description. I forget what it was.
I'm actually not sure the joke you were thinking it would have been racist so much as...
Oh, but it was the white on rice. I'm like, isn't that racist?
Oh, white on rice? I don't know. I don't even...
Is that racist? White on rice? White on rice. They're like white on rice.
They're like what? I don't think it would be.
No? Because it's a white reference?
Yeah, well, no,
White on rice, Urban Dictionary, there you go.
Yeah.
The word does not carry any racist connotation. Oh, okay. I didn't know. Well, that's a good thing we can clarify. We can clarify that was not, in fact, a racist comment.
The one we didn't say.
The one we didn't say.
Yeah. We could just drop it.
Oh, absolutely. I don't want to be racist or even indicate that I could be racist. I was just trying to make a PC joke. We are overly PC, though.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even sure what joke you were referring to.
Well,
I
that
just
was the
didn't
one
want
right
to-
on
yeah,
nice.
okay.
It's just one of those like I'm so there. I was in. I was doing it. I was on it.
She tore the heart out of his side and laid it there as she cried. Oh, oh, oh.
So actually, we may have
Is there
time.
background talking in this
Huh?
room?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't.
She said, hello, I'm a monster too.
I have a cover from the slip on my hard drive that I might play if we have time. Although it is 12:40.
But when we were young, I take my medicine on my knee twice a day, it keeps the devil from my door, and it makes me rich and it makes me poor. I'm a beggar in the morning, I'm a king at night. My belt is loose and my trigger is tight. They come without warning, at the speed of light, make it shine so pretty, make it shine so bright. But we have come a long, long way to stand before you here today. And they're yours alone, the songs we play, to take and you or throw away. Oh, 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 oh.
Is there something else playing in the background that might be producing that noise? Or in a different program, maybe?
I don't think so.
We don't need to worry about it too much.
I don't think so. Let's just record it. What do you hear?
I just heard background talking. It may have been a sample used in the song, but I heard it in a previous song as well.
Oh, he does use samples sometimes on little, so that could be. You may have actually heard him. He's got like a little Vox box or whatever that he uses with like recordings on it and like plays it over his guitar sometimes. I think it's vocal loops. I don't know.
It could be. I just sort of there, yeah, just there. I heard that on like different songs though. I wondered.
I still didn't hear what you were talking about. Oh, okay. Here we go.
Welcome back to CFRU Radio 93.3 FM in Guelph, Ontario. Also available worldwide at CFRU.ca. I am the Christopher Curry, and joining me on this occasion is DJ GroovefetishEros. We're doing a special Friday afternoon fill-in venture, and this is DJ Groovefetish's first time on the air at CFRU.
Oh, and making it so enjoyable, Chris. Thanks. And easy since you're working the board.
Well, I practically live on the air, it seems sometimes. I've been doing music, I've been doing things like this for about 20 years now.
This place doesn't look very like accommodating for like overnight guests, actually. So.
Well, we do have a Chesterfield, although I mean, I wouldn't necessarily recommend someone coming overnight to sleep on it. But
Chesterfields are not a very good sleeping arrangement for long. Couple more details on the Barr brothers. I thought I would like pop at you. Just again, you can.
For anyone who has just tuned in, you've just finished playing the Barr brothers track "Beggar in the Morning."
And you're welcome to go check out their Wikipedia page. And of course, any of you out there in the know should log into Wikipedia and augment that story with anything that you think you might want to add. Because I think it's a really interesting story. I mean, like I was saying earlier, they basically just, nothing against the U.S. I don't think they were appreciated down there. I think it's wonderful that they came to Canada and seem to be getting real accolades and appreciation.
Well, someone once said that no prophet is ever truly appreciated in their own land.
It could be true.
He actually said in his own land. I'm updating it to in their own land.
We can be inclusive gender-wise, absolutely. I hesitate to say that Brad is a prophet. Oh, Brad, don't take this the wrong way. But no, really, your lyrics are great. And I think some of the writing he does was with a fella named Nathan Moore, and I could be wrong. I don't know if he still writes with Nathan or not. But Brad is he's got a wonderful way with words, and he sings beautifully. So a couple of other details I just wanted to mention. Since they've come to Canada and been playing as the Barr brothers, they've released their albums on a label called Secret City Records. And they've been touring around since, I guess about, it says their debut was in 2011. So I guess they've been touring around since 2011 as the Barr brothers. To a great degree of success. They've played, I will mispronounce this, I think it's the Osheaga Festival.
I'm actually not sure how that's pronounced.
Osheaga?
Osheaga could be Osheaga.
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 And then in 2012 they performed on The Late Show with David Letterman. They had a spot at the Montreal Jazz Fest. I don't know what year, but I think it may have been the same year. That was to an estimated 30,000 listeners, which is pretty good. Excuse me, I have to burp. Kidding. No, not. And then the last thing the Wikipedia mentioned of note was their August 2014 Pickathon was in Happy Valley, Oregon, which was a music festival, which I just honestly, it looked so intimate and wonderful. I don't know exactly how hard tickets were to come by for that, but it did look like it might be a tricky one to get. So now I've played you a lot of different tunes. We have a little bit more time. We have about 10 more minutes, 13 more minutes. I have another song that I'd like to play for you.
Oh, just to interject, I found out that the pronunciation is Osheaga.
Osheaga. Well, to be confirmed then. Good. Thank you, Internet.
The word is Mohawk in origin.
Oh, there we
So
go.
there you are.
Something that Canada wants to nod towards the natives. Well, we should nod a bit towards the natives. Anyway, another topic we shouldn't get started about. This is called, and again, guess what? It's from the Pickathon. Yeah. Credit to KEXP again for laying down some nice stuff on YouTube for us to listen to of their live stuff. This is Held My Head. I love it. Here, enjoy.
Probably wouldn't have used the term the natives.
Oh God! Oh dear! Oh no! Okay, what should what?
Well, I mean,
Aboriginals.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm not
Lord.
sure. I mean, I think it might actually be in an indigenous area. I'm not
Oh
sure.
Wow.
So.
Oh, shall I say I just put my foot in my mouth for the first time? We'll shy away from that. Oh dear.
I might be wrong with that. No, okay, Park Chandra-Po, so.
Oh, I was just, no. Again, let's not be too PC, eh? Do we have to? We have to at the university, don't we?
Well, just in general, I mean.
In general. Aboriginals, absolutely. To be noted.
I don't think that was necessarily over the line. It's just the sort of thing that could rub people the wrong way.
I don't want to do that at all. correct me if I am saying anything. What is the word? Untoward.
Someone please turn on the lights. I sing.
So shall I open with an apology to Aboriginals everywhere, or just forget it?
Let's maybe not go on the
Okay.
front.
Things that are better left brushed under the carpet.
Maybe drawing more attention to it wouldn't be the most. Anyway.
Good thing we don't have a call in.
Well, we do. I mean, it's just not an on-air call.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well then, we're not taking calls for me saying anything rude.
No.
Oh, I'm glad we're gonna be done soon. I'm starving. I need another coffee and a cigarette. I told you, you've had all this tea. I've had no cigarette. I didn't even go
I'm not
bathroom.
really sure what you said in that exchange. Outreach to natives.
Oh, it was a nod to the natives.
Oh, I see,
In
I
the
see.
Oshiaga, did you say it was?
Oshiaga.
Oshiaga. So I was saying, oh, a nod to the natives. It was just like,
Okay.
oh, well, you know, Lord sakes, we really ripped them off for so much, we might as well rip them off for a name, too. What the hell? I'm sorry. Don't get me started. I mean, I just saw someone on Facebook saying, oh, yeah, we're
Okay, I don't think that's coming from a bad position. Just the wording could have been.
oh, and sometimes the wording doesn't come off the way you want people to take it.
But let's not.
We won't dwell on it. No. My comment comes from things like what? There was just something the other day that was like, we're going to march for all the Aboriginal women that are getting raped and killed in Canada. I'm like, oh, God, well, I hope that helps. But, you know, Lord knows, no one gives a shit, do they? I mean, I don't know what the rates are of women getting killed and raped in the Aboriginal population in Manitoba alone.
It's much higher than the non-Aboriginal population, so yes.
Well, I guess, unfortunately, the thing is, they seem to rarely give a shit.
Yeah.
I don't think any of that stuff gets pursued very far. It's like, oh, another one. Chop that one up. There must be a belt somewhere they're knocking it off on. I'm sure, you know.
The outrage over I mean, the outrage over the admittedly tragic circumstances of one cute beauty pageant winner's death in the States versus the outrage over 50 Indigenous women being killed in Vancouver was, you know, a bit
Oh,
of a,
that's disproportionate.
yeah,
That's really disproportionately bizarre, actually, yeah. But horrifying things in the world much? I don't know. Okay.
We should have a little bit of time for PSAs in the end.
Oh, okay.
Hello. As will probably not surprise you if you made a conscious choice to tune into this radio station, you are listening to CFRU Radio, 93.3 FM in Guelph, Ontario, also available at CFRU.ca. If you are somehow listening to this without the use of radio technology or the internet, please contact us. We would like to know how, and also to maybe take a scan of your brain to understand fully this phenomenon, which I must say we don't know all the answers to as of yet. You are listening to a Friday afternoon fill-in program with myself, the Christopher Curry, joined by DJ Groove Fetish, as we noted earlier, the maiden voyage for her on CFRU Radio. And would the vessel also be called Groove Fetish, or?
Well, yeah, something to that
Okay.
effect. Yeah, I mean, we'll discuss.
Yeah.
I'm mulling it over, but Groove Fetish will be involved
Okay.
in the title.
And again, Groove, not Griff, please.
Oh, yeah, no, I did not go to the school, so, you know, everyone asks when you live in Guelph, did you go to Guelph? No, I did not go to the University of Guelph.
Except
I
for the
would
show.
like to work at the University of Guelph, hint, hint, nudge, nudge, and I have credentials, believe it. I don't know. What shall we mention again? Shall we mention this show? We pitched it a couple of times. I don't know.
Yeah,
Has
well,
anyone missed about the show?
We've been playing nothing but Barr Brothers over the
Yeah.
course of this program. And if your tastes aren't specifically toward the Barr Brothers, we do apologize. But hopefully, for those who weren't familiar with them, we've done the service of making you aware of their output and generally what their music is like. They are doing a show at Lee's Palace in Toronto on when?
March 12th.
March 12th.
I think it's a typical show times. There is an opener. I think it's like, doors 8 or doors 7:30.
So you, the listener, March 4th on March 12th to Lee's Palace in Toronto.
Yeah, let's not confuse them with the date.
I know,
March
I know,
1st,
sorry.
March 12th is the show. $20, limited tickets available. Rotate this. Get them now while they're hot, because they are.
Because March 4th is an imperative as well. It's funny, trust me.
March 4th.
Yeah,
Oh.
March 4th. You should March 4th in this
Oh,
connection.
absolutely. I was like, wait, I thought that was a Star Wars reference. I'm like, no, that's
No.
May the 4th.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's something different.
That's something different. Okay. So now we have a few more minutes left, and I was going to say, I don't want to bore you with my droning on about them anymore. There's all kinds of stuff you can Google or Wikipedia if you want. And like I said, correct the Wikipedia stuff, anyone out there with more
One thing
info.
we could do, I could go off on a rant about how I don't like the use of the word home as an adverb, but you have a different idea, I think.
Oh,
Like, I'm going home, it's technically an adverb
Oh.
in the way it's used in that sense, but I think you have a different idea for content.
I do.
Right now.
I have a piece actually that I was going to pull out of the archives of live music because I had a partner for many years that was a live archivist of sorts. He would go around and record music, mostly from people who appreciated them being recorded. So it was all above board, no bootlegs. So this was something that was legitimately recorded. I think this is a pointed sort of show, which I should say was at the Casbah in oh God, I'm missing the date here. It says 2007. It can't possibly be. Maybe it was. Maybe it was 2007. Yeah, yes, it was 2007.
La Luna and Hamilton.
La Luna, Casbah, yeah. So this is going to give you this is as the Slip, not the Barr Brothers. This was before they were the Barr Brothers. So this is just taking you back. And I want to say something lovely about Brad and Andrew and Mark when they played together. And I've yet to see the Barr Brothers, so I'm looking forward to March 12th very much. But the Slip would always do covers, and sometimes bands that do covers can really own a tune in a way that's just like, wow. So this is them. There were two covers they did at this Casbah show. One was Heartbreaker, which I'm going to say, sorry, I'm not going to play for you. It's great, but it's not the one I want to do for you. What I want to bring out for you right now is Modern Love.
So we'll literally give you the slip now and then figuratively give you the slip by ending the show afterwards.
Absolutely. This is our
Makes
lead
sense?
out.
Okay,
Yes,
yes.
here we go. Modern Love. Enjoy.
Let's
And
take a listen.
let's say if you're interested in hearing me again, I will be back.
Oh, by the way, I'll be back in an hour's time for a different show.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, Chris. Here we go. Modern Love. The Slip.
How long is this track?
Ooh. I have no idea. It's Modern Love. They don't. They just play the song. It's not like an extended version of it. But this is 2007. Appreciate the difference in his voice. Can you hear?
Oh, yeah.
It's a little crack here, eh?
Oh,
Not
it's the
quite
Bowie
as-
song. Okay.
Yeah, it's the Bowie song, Modern Love. See, you see his voice?
Yes,
It
I
cracks a little bit in this. I mean, I think he's still beautiful, but I just...
So, we should really start clearing
Oh,
the way for
absolutely, yes.
next host.
Okay.
One thing we didn't do, sadly, was play the PSAs for this hour. Sorry about
Oh,
that. We just ended up running out of time.
just seriously, were you listening? No, you're getting rid of your show.
It went pretty well.
Did it?
We had a good introduction on it.
We did. I definitely think I'm making the show. I'm gonna have to do it this time.
I always do better with someone else with me as well.
I wouldn't even figure out exactly what to say on my own. I just blather on too much.
Well, I have the same problem, but the trick is to be comically over the top if you're going to be over the top.
Yeah.
And another reason why I don't like home as an adverb, there's such a thing called a gerund, which refers to a verb that functions as a noun,
Oh,
like
you're gonna go
running,
over my head
in the
if you
running.
teach me grammar jokes.
But
I mean, I was an editor for years, but I still don't know
okay,
grammar.
where?
Well, sort of not really officially an editor. I was like the researcher, research coordinator in the School of Rehab Science at McMaster, and I did grants submissions with them. So I edited grants all the time.
What years were you there?
Well, I just lost my job, so I've been there for the last 10 years.
Okay. I did my undergraduate at McMaster. I just wanted to
Undergraduate in?
In history, actually.
Oh, but yeah, not in rehab science.
Yeah, but I just wondered if I passed mine in public cross.
Oh,
But no,
God,
I wasn't there.
I've been there since 2005.
I wasn't there during the same period.
Yeah, 2005. They laid me off. Bastards.
Sorry.
Yeah, I know. University cuts. Don't get me started. Are they running a deficit around here too?
I
mean,
yes.
McMaster's been running a
Well, I
crazy
don't know if it's a
deficit for like years.
They're
I think the only department at McMaster not running a deficit is, guess what? Medicine.
Of course.
Yeah. Maybe nursing. They're the only two departments with any real money.
Yes, put all your eggs in one basket. Modern university.
Liberal arts. I mean, how can you make any money with liberal arts these days, right? I heard they were going to make all universities specialize and cut liberal arts programs.
That's not surprising.
I'm like, that's crazy.
I did a parody radio thing a few years
And like,
ago.
I got liberal arts. Are you getting liberal arts? Don't go there.
I did a parody a few years ago at Queen's University on Queen's School of Business doing a combined degree program with DeVry. It was meant as parody, of course. But it was sadly close to the moon.
Pretty close. It's almost over.
So yeah, if you want to fade this out.
Do you want to fade it out? I can totally just, or you can fade it out if you want. I don't know, whatever you want.
It's from the lights.
Hi, I'm James Gordon, and you are fortunate enough to be listening to CFRU 93.3 FM